It seems there are questions about religion wherever you turn in this world. Perhaps Judy had this in mind when she wrote to us. She wrote, "It seems everyone has an idea of what I should do. Who should I listen to?" You know, when it comes to the truth of God, where do you turn? I think most importantly, you've got to first realize not all sources are equal. The Bible is very clear. You've got to turn to the Word of God and His truth. And there's an interesting passage over right at the very beginning of the Psalms. In Psalms 1:1, it says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly." So first of all, you've got to make sure of the source you're listening to. You know, are they following this Word? If they're not following the Word of God, you can't listen to their advice. It's not to be trusted. So what should you do? You know, when it comes to biblical understanding, in the Proverbs, it gives us a lot of advice. And over in Proverbs chapter 1, again, now in verse 5, it tells us that there is, in a multitude of counsel, there is safety. So when there's a multitude of counselors, there is a reliability. So when it comes to that, if your counselors are godly, you should listen to that multitude of advice, because they're going to have a better perspective than just listening to one person that's isolated and isn't doing the things that need to be done. So I think that's an important concept, this multitude of counselors. Now there's also, of course, the ultimate counselor. And we know who the ultimate counselor is. That, of course, is God. And as you listen to God, you listen to His Word. You look to His Word. You follow what it says. And over in Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5, and going on a little bit farther, it reminds us that you guide me with your counsel. You see, God Himself will guide us as we turn to His Word. And so the point is, if we're going to follow anyone, we've got to start with the right source. We've got to start with God Himself. And once we start with God, we've got to listen to His Word. Look to His Word, because there is a multitude of counselors that are right here in this book. So listen to them as they guide you to the godly understanding, the godly advice that would certainly be best for your life. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.